Hey y'all, it's Janine, and today I'm gonna show you a little bit more than I normally do with my tutorials for my nails because as many of you probably already know, I do wear artificial nails and I do buy them from the dollar store and apply them myself. And I've always just applied them and then painted my nails and did my artwork and I was telling a friend of mine about it one time and she said, "Are you insane? Why are you, not painting them before you put them on? Wouldn't it be easier to do your work?" And I said, "Well, sure it would, but how am I going to hold them? How are you going to hold, a nail, like this and then paint it? You're going to get it all over your fingers. You're going to miss the edges of the nail." She said, "Well, silly, why don't you roll up a piece of tape and put it underneath the nail and then put it on a piece of paper or cardboard or something that would hold it for you, and then you can paint them and do your artwork." And I just felt, so stupid that I hadn't thought about that. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I've already got the majority of these taped down. I just have a couple. So I just take a length of tape about like this for the larger nails and about that long, um, for the smaller nails. And this is the side that's not sticky, and this is the side that is sticky. And I just start rolling at one end. Sorry, the hardest thing is getting it started. Just like that. And then just stick it to the paper just like that. Now, and you see all the nails are attached to the paper, and it's going to make it so much easier to paint them and do the artwork rather than trying to do it while they're on my hand. So I'll be back with the rest of the steps for this manicure. Okay, the manicure that I'm going to be working on today is a really modern color blocking design. And you can see I've got one nail done here, and I've done my striping on this set. I haven't started the other hand yet. But all I did was just took a silver paint, and I'm going to show you I'm working with a set of enamel paints for this instead of nail polish, at least for the black and white and silver, because I wanted it to be really sleek, really glossy, high shine. And sometimes nail polish will give you more brush strokes and more texture, whereas these enamel paints lay down very flat. And there again, and I'm working with very high gloss. And it's just a set of enamel paints I've got from the craft store. It has, um, all your basic colors in it, as well as gold and silver, and a thinner to clean your brushes in. And as I stated, I'm just working with the black and the white and the silver for striping. And I am going to have a couple of accent nails with a little pop of color, and for that I'm using this really nice hot pink by Wet n Wild, and it's called Lady Luck. But anyway, to do the striping, all I did was I took this really, really tiny brush, and it's just a craft brush, and it's labeled 000, and I think that refers to the size, 74 round. I just dipped my paintbrush, just that really, really tiny one. I just did a basic square pattern, almost looking like a package. So I just went up the middle of the nail in that direction. And it's okay if these lines aren't exactly perfect. We're just kind of marking off the quadrants for now. Because after I do the paint the colors in, then I go back over the silver to make the lines really short. But for now, we're just kind of marking off where the different colors are going to be. Okay, and then on the This is going to be the index finger here. I'm just drawing a diagonal sort of across the middle. And on this larger section here is where the pink's going to go. And then I'm working that one in half, and then we're going to do black and white on there again. And then on the middle finger I'm doing a cross, so I'm going diagonally across the nail in one direction. I got a little sloppy there. And then diagonally across the nail in the other direction. And then on the ring finger, I'm offsetting a little bit rather than going down the center. I'm off to one side, going with the stripe up. So this is going to create some smaller and some larger. And then I'm going up closer to the tip of the nail and coming across this way. And then my pinky is going to be my other accent nail, except on that one I'm going to have the pop of color towards the cuticle instead of towards the tip. So again, I'm going to go in a diagonal, but then I'm going to divide the top half in two rather than the bottom half. So I'm going to have the black and white at the top and the pink at the bottom. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and start showing you how I fill the color in. Okay, now I'm going to start with the white paint. And what I do is I work with all one color and get it completed before I start with the next color. This is just what's worked well for me. Of course, you can do whatever works well for you. But anyway, I just take, now that I've got, everything, my quadrants drawn, I just take the white paint and I just carefully, my brush, just fill in that area with the paint. And with the white, you will probably find you may need 2 coats, depending on what you're working with. If you're working with nail polish, you will most definitely need 2 coats to get a nice opaque coverage. And even with these enamel paints, I find that I need 2 coats to get them filled in really well. And I'm just going to continue doing this, just filling in the areas that I want to be white. And it's okay if you go up on the silver polish. So like I said, we are going to come back and make those dividing lines, much neater. I just used them basically as a guide to see where I wanted to fill in the color. And when I get done with the white, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the black. And then I'm going to go back and probably give the white a second coat. And anyway, once I get all the black and white completed, then I'm going to come back and do the pink and show you how to do that. And I'll be back. Okay, so I've got all the black and white done, and I know it looks a little bit messy. But as you can see on this nail, once I go back with the silver and, really neaten it up, it's going to look really sharp and really nice. So the only thing I have left to do before applying top coat is just to apply the hot pink on the accent nails. And I'm just going to use the brush out of the bottle because I have a fairly, nice area to work with on those nails. So I don't need a really tiny brush. And I'm just going to paint. And it may take 2 coats. It's actually looking pretty good on 1 coat, but I'll probably put a second one on for good measure. And what I'm really enjoying about this method is I am not having to be careful about messing up, getting my cuticles full of nail polish or smudging my nails in between coats because while coats are drying, I can be doing other things with my hands and not having to be worrying about wet nail polish. So this is really working out fantastic for
Okay, I'm going to
me.
let that dry.
And I'm going to do a second coat with the pink. Then once that is completed, then I'm going to go back over my silver lines and neaten those up. And I'm going to apply my top coat. And then I'm going to adhere the nails to my natural nails. And this is the glue that I use. It works really, really well. It's by Nailing, and it's called the Original Super Glue Nail Glue. And when I use this glue, these nails will stay in place for over a week with some minor lifting, but nothing major. So I've had really, really good success with this glue, and I highly recommend it. So when I come back, I'm going to have pictures of the finished manicure on my hands. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.